Welcome. Build Out here. Super excited about this video. The title of this video is to build your project management office setup, a step-by-step guide for beginners. Hi everyone, Build Out here. I am thrilled to bring you this comprehensive guide on building project management offices. Whether you're new to PMOs or you're looking to refine your approach, this video is packed with insights from 30 plus years in the field, running 10 PMOs across 4 different companies. So if you don't know me, my name is Build Out. I've been in the project management industry since the early 90s. I've ran 10 PMOs across 4 different companies. I have a lot of experience in this space. I have a huge passion for PMOs, project management. It's really led me to create this channel, share my experiences, share my best practices, and really the insights on how you can continue to grow your career. Okay, so today we're going to walk through the essential steps of setting up a PMO, from understanding what a PMO is to running it effectively. I've not shared a lot of this before, so I'm really actually excited about diving in. Number 1, understanding PMOs. Let's start with the basic. A PMO, or a project management office, isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It could stand for project, program, portfolio. It could be program project. It could be portfolio, program project. It could just be project, right? You have to understand, what does your P mean for your PMO? Then when you decide that, you then have to look at the different types of PMOs. Directive, controlling, enterprise, agile, managing, supportive PMO. I've ran several different types of PMOs as well, and I often see PMO leaders forgetting that type concept. Each type has its unique characteristics and functions. For example, a directive PMO, right, has more authority in directing projects, while a supportive PMO really acts more of a consultant entity. I ran both of those types as well. Remember, the type of PMO you choose, or your management chooses, should align with your organizational culture and needs. Don't just copy what another company is doing. You have to tailor your PMO to fit your specific context. Number 2, challenges in setting up a PMO. Oh man, I could tell you about that, right? There's an elephant in the room here, and the challenges you face when setting up a PMO are huge. Trust me, I've been there. It's not always smooth sailing, right? It's very difficult. Why? First is resistance to change. PMOs often have a negative connotation to it, right? Employees may feel reluctant to adopt new methodologies and new processes. To overcome this, involve stakeholders early in the planning process and clearly communicate the benefits of the PMO. Next, you'll likely face resource limitations. Limited budget, inadequate staffing, limited resources, competing priorities often hinder smooth implementations of a PMO. You want to tackle this head on. You want to identify your resource gaps and go after those resources that you need. Lastly, be prepared for competing priorities. Your PMO might not be always the top of everyone's to-do list. Stay persistent, demonstrate the value, be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your PMO is not going to be built in a day as well. Number 3, planning your PMO. Planning is where the magic happens. This is an opportunity to set the stage for long-term success. Start by defining clear, measurable goals and objectives of your PMO, right? These should align with your organizational strategy as well. Remember, your PMO is not about cranking out programs and projects. It's a full-fledged organization that should be treated the same importance as finance or HR or IT, right? It's got to have that importance to it. You want to create a roadmap for your PMO. This should include a short-term roadmap and a long-term roadmap. Key milestones. What services will your PMO offer? I talk about that all the time. Be specific about what you want to achieve by when, right? Roadmaps are critical. Also, consider conducting a maturity assessment of your organization's current project management processes. You want to do that within your PMO as well, as long as you're that type of PMO. I'm going to pause for a sec. I want to actually ask you a quick question. Have you ever felt overwhelmed or insecure on where to start in setting up a PMO? Have you been assigned a PMO and you have no idea where to start? Comment below. Let me know what you think and see if you're in that situation as well, because I've been there. Number 4, building your PMO team. Your PMO is only as strong as the team that you have, right? When you're building your team, think beyond just project management skills, right? Think about art and science. Using the PMO staffing model, right? I talk about that lots. I've got templates on that. You want to identify the roles you need based on your PMO service offerings. For example, if you need a governance analyst or a communication specialist or a data analyst, right? All depending on the PMO's focused and the service offerings. Don't forget about soft skills. I talk about art and science all the time. Look for team members who are adaptable, good communications, good problem solvers. These are the skills that are most often and actually very important in building out a successful PMO. Once you have your team, implement programs to foster growth and collaboration of those team members. Consider things such as a PMO leadership program, a PMO buddy system, a PMO mentoring program. I've talked about these in both my PMO books for years. I've ran these for years. These are critical programs. These programs will help your team grow, help individuals grow, help them feel invested, and continue to improve their skills. Number 5, develop standard operating procedures. SOPs are the backbone of a well-functioning PMO. They ensure consistency, they reduce errors, and they make it easier to onboard new team members. When you're creating SOPs, focus your PMO on key services. So governance SOPs, portfolio management SOPs, program management SOPs, project management SOPs, business analysis SOPs, training SOPs, right? For each SOP, clearly outline the process steps, the responsibilities, and any templates or tools to be used. Make sure your SOPs are easily accessible to all team members and they can keep them updated as processes evolve and you keep turning that maturity dial. Remember, the goal of an SOP is to create repeatable, standardized processes. The goal should be the SOP should be detailed enough to be useful, but not so complex that people don't even want to follow it. They're too complex. It's too hard to follow. I'm not going to read this. Simple, but make it straightforward. Number 6, implementing tools and technology. The right tools can make or break your PMO. When you're selecting a project management software, consider your organization's specific needs and existing technology ecosystem. Are you a Microsoft shop? Are you a Google shop? Do you have a blend, right? Some popular tools are Microsoft Project Online, Smartsheets, Asana, Monday.com, Jira, Trello, right? The list goes on and there's new tools coming up all the time. But remember, the best tool is the one that fits your needs that your teams will actually use. Don't just go out and get the most popular or the most expensive option, especially if your team's not ready, you don't have the processes in place, the procedures in place, and you don't have the change management that they're going to actually use them. Once you select the tools, invest in proper training. All team members have to be comfortable and want to use the tools and understand the value of those tools and how they fit within the PMO processes. I can't stress that enough. Number 7, monitor performance and continuous improvement. A PMO is not a set it and forget it entity. It requires ongoing monitoring, improvement, and turning the maturity dial. And how do you do that? You just do that by establishing key performance indicators. So KPIs that align with your PMO's objectives. They might include project success rate, on-time delivery percent, budget variances, stakeholder satisfaction scores, right? Conduct regular KPI reviews, monthly, quarterly, depending on your needs, of course, but use these reviews to identify areas of improvement, celebrate successes, and continue to turn that maturity dial. When you foster a culture of continuous improvement, and encourages your team members to suggest process improvements and be open to new approaches. Remember, what works today might not work tomorrow. So stay flexible, stay adaptable, and really think about how do you keep turning that dial. Number 8, communicate effectively. Communications can make or break your PMO. I can't stress that enough. Establish clear communication channels, both within the PMO and with external stakeholders. That's going to be huge for you to run a successful PMO. Consider communication channels such as PMO leadership to executive leadership, PMO leadership to customer and customers and customer leadership, PMO leadership to PMO employees, PMO leadership to other organizational employees. Using a mix of communication methods, regular meetings, emails, updates, dashboards, collaboration tools like Teams or Slack, whatever the case might be, you want to use those tools to continue to communicate through your PMO. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Encourage feedback, be open to suggestions from all levels of the organization. Number 9, running your PMO. Very different than building your PMO, right? Building it and then running it. It requires a different set of skills and a long-term perspective. Understand that your organization controls the pace of change, right? Your organization controls the pace of change. While you may want to implement everything at once, it's important to move at a pace that your organization can handle. I use crawl, walk, run all the time, and especially around turning the dial of PMO maturity, right? You're just not going to be able to implement everything that you want immediately. You got to crawl, walk, run. Implement, pause. Implement, pause. That's the way to keep growing. Finally, always stay learning. Always stay up to date on project management trends. Attend conferences. Consume the pulse of profession, all those surveys out there to understand where the rate or where the industry is going. Jump a hold of AI, get a hold of AI, figure out that AI, but you want to constantly be learning and constantly figure out how you keep moving the dial. As we summarize, remember, building and running a PMO is a long-term journey, right? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's about embracing each step of this opportunity as for growth and improvement and continuing to move the dial. Determination, dedication, and really have fun along the way. It's a massive task to drive a large organization such a PMO, and so you got to have a little fun as well with that. So I'll leave it at that. But what do you think of those strategies, right? Have you implemented a PMO before? Have you used some of these strategies? Comment below. Let me know what you think. A quick reminder, if you find this content valuable, you like this background, you like this experience, you're looking for PMO and project management videos, hit subscribe, hit the like button, comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is a little bit of a long one, but I appreciate it and have a great day. I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks.